Okay, we're going to start all over. Hello, welcome. It's Tuesday.
Welcome.
All right, find your way to your mat. Cross your legs. If you can, sit comfortably, close your eyes. Settle into your breath. And I'm going to invite you to really think intentionally today. This is just your intention. It's not what someone else needs from you. It's your intention. What matters most to you today? And if that feels overwhelming, that's okay. Let that just settle and percolate. Internalize that question. What matters most to you today? And then just let it rest there on your shoulders lightly while you focus on your breath. Love the sound of the birds in the background. Start to listen for your own breath. Closing your lips, relax your jaw. Deep inhale. Slow exhale through your nose. This practice of breathing and becoming intentional, this serves you not only for the moments that you show up on your mat, but anytime you need a little bit of clarity. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out through your nose. Start to really listen closely for the sound of your inhale and exhale. Drawing your shoulders down and back, sitting well with the crown of your head lifted, belly engaged. When you're ready, bring your hands together at heart center. What matters most to you today? Back up and let's start with the practice of gratitude. What are you thankful for most today? Let's be thankful that we are not alone on this journey. That the mountains we have to climb, you will not climb alone. Take a deep breath in, open your eyes, inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Let your intention begin with gaze. Inhale, sweep your arms up, look up. Exhale, as you bring your hands together, follow your thumbs with your gaze. Pause at heart center. We'll do this 3 or 4 times using the gaze and the breath in unison this way. Ready? Inhale, look up. Arms sweep up. Exhale, follow your thumbs with your gaze. Hands at heart center. Nothing else to do, just this. Inhale, reach up. Belly in. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exaggerate the inhale and the exhale, really getting connected here. Hands to heart center. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Settle into your breath. Spark a little fire inside of you. The type of fire that provides warmth and light not the type of fire that is destructive. That fire will serve us, providing us energy and strength and clarity. One more deep breath in. Release your hands. Put your hands on your knees. Twist a little bit side to side. Fire up your waist. And then everybody's sitting on something. That's important. So everybody, if you're not sitting on something, go grab something so that you're elevated. Your hips are elevated. For some of you, this might be trickier than others, so just bear with me. You're going to extend your legs out long. Flex your feet. My hips are elevated on that cushion. Bend your left knee in. Pull that knee in, and we'll pause here. We're working on some hip mobility right out of the gate. Shoulders are down. I have my left foot up off the floor, but right foot very engaged, toes flexed. You may just stay here or reach around to the pinky toe side of your left foot with your right hand. See if you can pull this leg up. So for some of you, you're going to be like, stop. This is hip flexors, all right? So those hip flexors are right here in the groin, and they can be very tight and prevent you from having mobility. But the mobility is important because it allows you to actually have both the strength and the flexibility so that you don't get injured being too tight, then you pull on the muscles. So holding this heel in your right hand, this may be as far as you go. This is great. If you're okay here, let's advance a little bit further. You're going to draw your right heel in, anchor that right heel down. Yeah. Okay. So if that's too far, you're listening to your body. Don't do it just because I said so. Like, this is your lesson, your body, your practice. So then you back up, beep, 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 back up, maybe extend that right leg back out. It does not mean good or bad. It's just where you are. And doing things like this, you know, on a pretty regular basis, one of the gifts is that you are able to benchmark where you are. You'll say, oh, I remember the time I couldn't even XYZ. I couldn't even pull my knee up to my chest. I couldn't even touch my toes. All right, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. If you're rounding through your back, lift your chest, pull your shoulders down and back. Gently, gently, sitting up very well. Good posture, pulling the crown of your head up. Gently pull your inner shin towards your chest. It's a super subtle, energetic pulling in, shoulders down and back. So even though you're sitting, you might find you're a little short of breath because you're really like working to achieve this posture. Breathe. Intentionally lengthen your breath. Opening through this hip. This might be a little bit uncomfortable. That's okay. If you're in pain, back off. Couple more breaths here. Release your foot. Slide that leg all the way out. Good. Slide. If your right leg was bound, slide that leg out. Take your feet about 2 fists apart and take a nice soft forward fold. Hips are still elevated, so you might actually be able to reach for your ankles or a little bit deeper, toes, or for your shins. Just fold forward, open through your back. And every time we reset, I invite you to let that question just kind of swirl around inside of you. What matters most to you today? Come back up to center. Close your eyes, reset. Let's do the other side. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. Bless you, Ava. Pull your right knee up. Lift your right foot. Flex your left toes. Drop your shoulders. Breathe here. All right, you may stay here, and both hips are different. So recognize that. Listen to your body. Be fully present right here in this hip. Grab the outside of your left foot with your outside of your right foot with your left hand. I have a little support for this right knee in the right elbow. This may be like, okay, you're good here. Notice if you're collapsing through the back. Lift your chest. Drop your shoulders, belly in. So even when you're sitting, you're always striving to have that center line, true north, drawing in towards the center. If you're okay here, anchoring through this leg, draw your left heel in. Okay, sit forward a little bit, drop the knee. That takes it to a whole new level for some of you. So listen to your body, maybe back off. We're not in Yoga Olympics. Breathe. And when I say breathe, I mean cultivate that Ujjayi breath. Lips are closed. Inhale through the nose. Soft exhale through your nose with the back of your throat relaxed. Sit up tall. Lift the crown of your head. Lift your ribs. All right, mindfully, let's let that go. Release your right leg. Extend both feet out. Drape your body forward. Oh, for those of you that are very tight in your legs and your hips, good job. I'm sorry to put you right into that right in the beginning, but perhaps you'll find when we're standing, you'll be a little bit more open. So let's go there now. Come off your cushion. Oh, meet me at the top of your mat. Right here, as soon as you stand up, when you're on your mat, let that be your cue, your trigger that you stand differently when you're here. You may stand in a different way wherever else you are, but when you get on this mat, stand well. Drive through your heels, lift your toes, butt tucks up underneath your ribs so you engage through the belly muscles, squeeze through the glutes, take your shoulders down and back. This is called Tadasana. Spark your hands, palms face forward, close your eyes, draw your shoulder blades together. This is you with intention. Breathe. Breathe with some purpose. If you're floating along every day, start to find a balance where you also have some intention. What matters most to you today? Take a deep breath in, reach up, let your gaze follow. Just like when we were seated, exhale, hands to heart center. Belly in so tight, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Your toes are light, shoulders stay down. Belly in, inhale, reach up. Exhale through heart center. This time, take it all the way down, forward fold. Soften your knees, go all the way down. Release your hands. Maybe they touch the floor. Maybe they don't. Take a little mental note of where you are right now, where you were when you started, where you'd like to be. No knuckles gripping on the toes. Just relax your knees, relax your feet. Walk your hands a little bit over to the right. If your hands don't reach the floor, you can anchor your hands on your thigh or gently around the knee, walking over to the right. And then exhale, come back to center. Walk your hands over to the left. If you can reach the floor, you can keep going, reaching a little bit behind you. Breathe here. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, raise all the way back up. Sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, let's start to find our flow, guys. I'm going to keep us at a fairly steady pace. If it feels like it's too fast, just know where we're going and get there and have this feeling of intention that at least you know where you're going, even if it's a little bit of a different pace than where we are, all right? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Good, breathe in, find a flat back. Exhale, bend your knees a lot, find your way back to your hands and knees. This is option 1 on hands and knees. Option 2, if you're ready, you're in plank. Stay here. Belly tight. Push that mat away. Puff up through the shoulders. Good work. Breathe here. And then probably from your knees, unless you feel pretty stable here in your plank, we'll lower all the way down, chest to the floor. Relax the tops of your feet. Breathe here. Inhale, lift your chest just a little bit. Squeeze your elbows in like they're wings. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, come back through your hands and knees. Lift your hips to the sky. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. Downward facing dog. You're an inverted V. Feet aren't crazy wide, but they're not touching either. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Dropping your chest towards your thighs. Pressing through the mat, pressing through your shoulders. Breathe here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. What matters most to you today? Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. From your hands and knees, drop down, step your right foot forward. Inhale, sweep your arms up, go right back down. Exhale, put your hands down, take your right knee back. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, put your hands down. Take your left knee back. Tuck your toes. Find your downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend your knees. Walk towards the top of the mat. About 2 fists between your feet. Inhale, roll all the way up. Drawing your belly in as you come up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reset, hands at heart center. Everybody good? Yep. All right. If you're like still back there, that's okay. We're all gonna meet up here. All right, here we are. Breathe in, breathe out. I know I always have a hard time laughing at myself, so a lesson to learn. Inhale, reach up, belly in, exhale, fold, soften your knees. Get fully here. Breathe in, flat back. So good. Bend your knees a lot. Meet me back here in your hands and knees, or tuck your toes. You're in high plank. Stay here, belly tight for 3, 2. Find a little grace in your strength. And 1, lower all the way down to the mat. Breathe in, lift your chest. Exhale. Lower your chest and chin to the mat. Tuck your toes, put your knees down, come back up through your hands and knees, and then lift your hips. Here you are, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna do it on our hands and knees one more time with this slow lunge. Drop to your knees, step your right foot forward. Inhale, reach up, maybe lunge a little deeper this time. Exhale, hands down. Sweep your foot back. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, put your hands down. Sweep your left foot back. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. If you weren't breathing, start breathing now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Straight elbows in the down dog. Tailbone pushing back. Knees soft, elbows straight and strong through the shoulders, really connecting your shoulders down and back. Inhale, exhale. Good work, guys. Keep that belly in. That's your source of power. Take a walk, top of the mat. If you struggle with getting from the back of the mat to the front of the mat, just go carefully, keep practicing. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center, reset here. Where's your breath? Can you calm down? Can you draw your breath more into your center? What matters most to you today? Not to somebody else, but to you. Take a deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, find a flat back. Bend your knees, soften, step back. Let's all try this time in high plank. If you need to drop your knees behind you, do that, but give me at least a second or two here in your high plank. Open your eyes. If you're smushing up your face and closing your eyes, come on, embrace this. Lean in to your little bit of discomfort. Stay here, breathe. Good, you can drop to your knees, hug those elbows in tight, or lower all the way down through a low push-up to the mat, breathe. Good, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. The breath is really important here. Listen to the breath cues. Come back through your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. All right, I'm upping your challenge here. You can go back through your hands and knees. So if you're new to yoga, this is probably best for you. Take it where you're still learning the movements, hands and knees, step your right foot forward. Otherwise, you're gonna lift your right leg a little bit. Find balance here. This right knee does not need to be up towards the ceiling, but I'd like you to push yourself where you're strong through both legs, both arms. Breathe. Look forward at your right thumb. Pull your right knee in, pull your right foot through. You might have to give it a little help to get there. That's okay. Here we go. Drop your back heel. All right, one way or another, we're all meeting right here in Warrior One, okay?
Sorry.
You okay?
Well, I didn't quite do it as gracefully as you did, but I got there.
You got there. All right, yay, you got there. One way or another, we're all right here. Front knee bent, right foot is forward, front knee bent. Back leg straight. My foot on the back is at a kind of a 45-degree angle out. Scoot this right foot out towards the edge of your mat. That's going to give you more stability. If your heart rate is really high and you feel like a little off center, just keep your hands right here at heart center. If you're okay, keep those shoulders low. Arms can come up. Where's your gaze? Anybody remember the word for gaze?
No.
I told you yesterday. Drishti. So your drishti is your gaze. Set your gaze, set your drishti. That's part of your intention. Good, breathe here. Every time we come back here, we're gonna add on a little bit. So this is your first Warrior One. Stay solid, squeeze those glutes in, squeeze the belly in. Here we go, hands through heart center. Frame your foot, pivot on your toes. You can drop your back knee to get there, sweep back through, push back into your downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, let that side go, whatever it is, it's fine. Breathe in, breathe out. You're either gonna drop to your knees, step your left foot forward, meet in our lunge right here, or from down dog, take your left leg up. If you're way up on your right tippy toes, you can drop your right heel, flex through your left foot, and straighten that leg and press. Strong, strong arms here, strong, strong belly. Like if I could take a picture of what muscles are working, you'd be all lit up. Are you breathing? If not, start now. Good, squeeze your left knee in. This is the key to getting the foot forward, is that you squeeze your left knee in, hug in, look forward, step your left foot forward. All right, one way or another, we're all meeting here. Warrior One. Front knee is bent. Back right leg is strong and long. Breathe in, breathe out. Your hands may be at heart center or all the way up, gaze up, shoulders down away from your ears. Maybe close your eyes here if you feel steady. An internal drishti, an internal gaze. Fingers are alive, no dead fingers, just really sparking all the way out through the pinkies and the thumbs. Breathe. Good. Use your core to help you have stability. So hug in, bend your back knee, drop that leg, sweep the left foot back. Meet me in downward facing dog. Breathe in, Breathe out. Take a little walk to the top of your mat. Roll all the way back up. Sweep your arms up. Follow your gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Squeeze that belly button. Reset here. Here's part of how you learn what matters to you most. You start to think, what am I holding on to that I don't need anymore? Because sometimes what matters to you most is buried underneath things that you're holding on to. Susan was telling me she cleaned out a room with all kinds of boxes that had just kind of made their way there and never left. And doesn't that happen inside of us also? We just kind of pile up the stuff that we're tending to, even if it's not really what matters most. All right, friends, everybody okay? We're gonna add on. Inhale, reach up. Try to make yourself a little lighter. Fold forward, soften your knees. Let your head hang. Breathe in, find a flat back. Hands to shins, shoulder blades drawing together. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Put your hands on the floor. Step back to your high plank. You got this, guys. Belly tight, strong through the shoulders. This is a strength building pose right here. So find that strength. Push all your fingertips into the mat. If you drop your knees, you still really are strong. Stacked shoulders right over wrists, belly in. Stay with me. 3. If you're closing your eyes, 2. Open your eyes, lower all the way down. 1. Good work. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower. Good work. Tuck your toes. Travel through your hands and knees. Look at how limber you are. Come back. Downward facing dog. All right, guys, you know where you're going. Take your right leg up or drop your left knee and step your right foot forward. If you have your leg up, squeeze, pull that foot through, drop your back heel. Meet me in warrior 1. So if I have a stance where I'm like as wide and long as the mat, unless you have really long legs, it's going to be very hard for you to pull your left hip forward. Shorten that up. That's going to be the success of a warrior 1 pose is that your hips can square forward. It's, Instagram worthy when people are all deep in their lunge and they're like taking up tons of space. But the goal is to square the hips, find alignment through the back of the hips and the shoulders. Okay, arms are at heart center or up. Breathe, add on. Here we go. Open up, warrior 2. Square your back foot parallel to the mat. Drop into the front knee. So my right knee is bent, toes facing straight ahead, so not curved out either way. Straight ahead, ankle right under knee. Shoulders down, both hips now squared to the long edge of the mat. Set your gaze over your wrist and your middle finger like it was a target. Straight, strong back leg. What matters most to you today? Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you can lunge a little bit deeper in this front leg. Good. Drop your left hand to your hip or your thigh. Take your right arm up towards the sky. That's step 1. If you're good here, reach through your right hand and then lean, tip yourself back just a little bit more. I'm keeping that front knee bent. So you know where you need to go. This is still a lot of lift through the right edge of the body. Always lengthening, stretching your potential. Breathe. Good. Mindfully, come back down. Drop your back knee. Sweep your right knee back. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. I told you we're going to move kind of quick. Just kind of go with the flow right here. Stay present, breathe. All right, from your hands and knees, step your left foot forward, or from your down dog, left leg lifts, drop your right heel. Always straight arms. Protect those shoulder joints by pushing through the hands, belly in, so no softness through the belly and back. Look forward, squeeze your left knee in, Step your left foot forward. Drop your back heel. One way or another, meet here. Warrior one. And for those of you that are practicing together, I love practicing with my husband, but he's a lot stronger than I am. So sometimes I find myself like comparing myself to him. If you're doing that, don't do that. Like, you do your thing in your space, in your body, to your best, and be nothing but joyful for whatever the person next to you is doing. Inhale, reach up. See if you can travel on your exhale. So inhale, lift your ribs. Exhale, open and settle. Now your left foot is forward. Arms are here. Reaching out, set your gaze over your middle finger. Breathe. Gently drop your right hand to your hip or your thigh. Take your left arm straight up. Maybe your gaze goes up if your neck is okay with that. Strong in the legs. If you want more, lift through this left hand and then reach back. This is reverse warrior. Come back up to center. All this core is doing the work. Take your hands down. Drop your back knee. Sweep your left knee back. Meet me in down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, invigorating breath. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Sigh it out. All right, we're going to do one more. My beginners, you just take a walk to the top of the mat. For those of you that want to try something a little bit more, bend your knees, drop your booty back towards your heels, set your gaze forward, bring your toes together, and see if you can take a little hop towards the front of the mat.
Yikes.
Clump, 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 clump. All right, one way or another, here we are at the top of the mat. Fold, soften your knees. Root down through your toes, rise up. Sweep your arms up, let your gaze follow. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, tuck your pelvis. Okay, right now we're in like the middle of this practice. It's vigorous. Your heart rate you might feel warm. You're doing awesome. Stay fully present with it. Just do the best you can. Be here, connect breath with movement. That's our job. Breathe in, reach up. Engage through every muscle. Exhale, forward fold. Drop that booty back, soften your knees, drop your head. Inhale, straighten your legs, find a flat back, hands to shins. Exhale, bend your knees. Meet me back here. High plank or with your knees back behind you. If you have shoulder problems, like you've had shoulder surgeries and so forth, it may take you a long time to rebuild this strength because you've probably compensated for years because of those injuries. So be mindful and kind to yourself. Drop your knees if you need to. Don't make it like a competition. But if it's just in a place where you're like, I don't like it because it feels hard, try a little harder. Belly in. All right, squeeze those elbows in tight. You can drop your knees or just lower all the way down. Everybody meet all the way down in the mat. Good job. Lift your chest. Exhale, lower. What matters most to you today, and it's not getting done with this, all right? Something bigger. Come back through your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Maybe walk your feet in a little bit tighter, downward facing dog. You know what's coming. From your knees, step your right foot forward or lift that right leg. Look forward, squeeze, step your right foot through. Rise up, warrior one, your back foot is on the mat. Remember, the shorter stance is gonna let you square the hips under the shoulders. That is the goal of warrior one. Hands at heart center or up. Breathe. If your breath is all up in your throat, get a little deeper into the pit of the belly. Open up, warrior two. Look at the change. So my back foot becomes parallel to the floor, and now because my hips square, I can really drop into this front knee. A lot of flexibility through the hips and inner thighs, which is what we were working on earlier. You should still be able to see the toes on your right foot. So if you can't, then back off a little bit, or maybe take your foot forward a bit. Arms are out wide. Pull yourself together, relax your shoulders, set your gaze. Intention is a practice. It's not just a decision, y'all. It's a practice, it's a process. It's a way of thinking, really. A perspective, a way that you frame your attitude so that now you see things with intention instead of just floating or reacting. Drop your left hand, reach your right arm up. Stay here, lifting. You can feel this lift through the ribs, or really lift and lunge, reaching back. I still have a big bend in my front knee, strong glutes, so squeeze your booty in. Good, come back here. Adding on, extended side angle, bring your right elbow to your right knee. You can have your left hand on your hip and your gaze up, or take this further, take your left hand reaching long. Look at how my goal is to be a straight line from my left wrist all the way down to the left heel. Breathe here. All right, I'm doing this for Alana. Ready? Just try it. Reach out. Take that right hand off your leg and reach. Strong, all 5 toes on the right foot, pressing into the mat. Reach here. Good, stay with it. Straighten out your right leg. Drop your left knee. Sweep your right foot back. Breathe here. We got one more side to go, guys. You're doing good. Breathe here. Tuck your toes. Exhale back, downward facing dog. I'm so proud of you. I'm really like pushing you through your vinyasa today. You're in your down dog. You should be so proud of yourself for showing up, for sticking with it. Do your best. All right, from hands and knees, step your left foot forward or lift your left leg. Here's the thing, guys. If you stay back in the 20% zone all the time, you won't know where you might be able to go. So you got to actually get into that space where you're a mess and you're not doing a good job to see where you could be able to go. Set your gaze forward. All right, squeeze your left knee in. If you're in down dog with me, step it forward. Back heel down. This is it. This is our last one, last side. So give me all you got right here. You don't have to conserve energy for something else. This is warrior one. If you're having trouble with this right hip, it wants to pull you back, take your right foot forward a little bit so you can square your hips. Scoot your left foot out a little bit so you can square your hips. Arms up or at heart center, belly in. Inhale, reach with your fingers. Exhale, make your transition to warrior two. Drop into your left knee. Strong straight right leg. Shoulders down away from your ears. Where's your breath? Is it all up here? Get that deeper breath from the pit of the belly. What matters most to you today? Let that percolate. Set your gaze. Breathe here. Drop your right hand to your knee, waist or thigh. Reach your left hand straight up to start. And then if you want to go more, reach and lift through the ribs and then lengthen. Notice I still have a bend in the front leg. This is actually what makes you toned from yoga, y'all. So there's a difference between a bodybuilder body and a yoga body, and the difference is that we are getting long and lean and strong, not just bulking. Come back around right here, warrior two. I know you're working. Almost there. Bring your left elbow to your left thigh. Right hand can come to your hip. This is extended side angle. Or sweep your right hand up and over your ear. Trying to make a long line from the right wrist all the way down to the right heel. Breathe here. If this is killing your left leg, shorten up a little bit. Stay with me. All right, fire it up. Just try. Sweep the left hand off the leg, belly in, squeeze everything. Hug, skin to muscle to bone. Hug in. Reach through your hands. Big lunge. Good work. Woo, good job, guys. Step your right knee. Woo. Step your left knee back, child's pose. Take your toes to touch. Grab an anchor for your head like your pillow. Take a rest. Good job. Drop your head to the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relaxing your hips towards your heels. Rest your hands down. So if you've ever remodeled or planted a garden, you know that things have to tear down before they can build back up. So all the vigor that you just put into that allowed you to break something open, and maybe now it's more clear what matters most to you. Breathe in, breathe out. What are you holding on to that's getting in the way of your clarity about what matters most? Straighten your arms, lift your chest. Good work, guys. Breathe in. Cross your ankles. Sit down. Lay down on your back. Keep your knees bent. Soften your shoulders. Spread your feet about hip width distance apart. Close your eyes. Anchor your hands on the edge of your mat. Press through your heels. Slowly, because you are in control here, press your hips up towards the sky, intentionally putting all the weight into your shoulders, but you've got that weight really spread out across all of your upper back and shoulder blades. Lift your hips, lift the lower part of your back, keep your neck neutral. Your heels are the driver. Strong legs, hip bones pressing straight up. Look at how you can be strong and yet be still. Breathe in, breathe out, exhale, lower down. Take your arms out wide. Drop your knees to the right. Keep your left shoulder on the mat and turn your gaze to the left. If this is enough for you, you'll feel this stretch through the left side of your body. If this is not enough for you and you want more, then use your outer right ankle, so that would be like the pinky toe side, to pick up and set that foot on top of your left thigh so you get a little bit deeper, like as if I were there in class with you and I was going to just give you a little assist and press down on your left leg. Gaze is towards the left. Spend enough time here that you get past the point of fighting and you can settle. If you're not sure what matters most to you today, because sometimes there's so much that we have to think about at one time right now, take yourself back in time. What mattered most to you in the past? And have your values and intentions changed since then? Or is that still what matters most to you today? Release from the ankle. If you have that there, come back up to center. Drop your knees to the left. Turn your gaze towards the right. I have both hands extended, palms up. Breathe. If you feel like the energy in your life is being taken from you, bring your pointer finger or your ring finger together with your thumb, a symbol of connectedness and keeping your energy, connecting with the energy from earth, wind, fire, and water. If you want more here for the stretch and your knees are dropped to the left, you can take your outer left ankle, drop it on your right thigh. Get a little deeper, but be mindful that you don't pull so much that you roll over, because we want to keep the right shoulder on the ground. Breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job today, guys. Bring your knees back up. I didn't really let up on you. I expected you to just keep up, keep going, even if it was messy. Really good. Hug your knees into your chest when you bring them back to center. And rock a little bit side to side, like you were rolling across from the back of each side of your pelvis. You could feel those bones just roll a little bit back and forth. Hug your knees in tight. Maybe pick up your chest. Squeeze your toes up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your nose towards your knees. A little bit of compression here. And then release, let it go. Slide your feet out long. Soften your breath. Take your hands out to the edge of your mat. Take a few deep, deep breaths in and out to allow yourself to let anything go that needs to be left behind here today. Even some of the fear that you might have about the future, just let it go. Listen to the sound of your breath. Inhale, exhale. Take your arms, reach up above your head. Take a big stretch. Really reach nice and long, like you were waking up and this is a new start. When you're ready, you can roll over to your side. And then make your way to a seat. Keep your eyes closed. Just feel your body moving here through space. Meet at the top of the mat with your eyes closed, hands at heart center. Take a moment here of intention. What are you going to do with your energy today? And if you need to get outside and chop a tree and that's what you need to do with your energy, that's fine. But is there something great you can do? Can you show love to another person? Can you find some forgiveness? Can you take a little time to think about your intention in the big picture? Henry Thoreau said, "I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived." The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.